Hey, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K-Rod here. I'm back with another good video for y'all today. I wanted to chat about the situation with whatchamacallit, Artur Beterbiev and Abraham Supernova. Yeah, let's just talk about it because it's been on like my mind lately. And I guess I'll just chime in on what is next for Abraham Supernova and Artur Beterbiev, knowing that Abraham Nova had lost, and I'll chime in on Mr. Robesi Ramirez. I think he deserves a deserves his shine, even though that I don't really like his cocky behavior. In which there's nothing wrong with that because you're supposed to be cocky because nobody else isn't gonna stand up for you in the ring. But yeah, let's talk about it. As far as what is next for Robesi Ramirez, he has plenty of good options. I think what's gonna happen between Top Rank and whatchamacallit, Robesi Ramirez is that they're gonna set him up with the winner between Isaac Dogbe and Joet Gonzalez. And I think what's gonna happen is that there's going to be a lot of traction with whoever wins the final title eliminator between those two will become the mandatory to Emmanuel Navarrete, or these two fighters between Isaac Dogbe and Joet Gonzalez, they will be the mandatory to Navarrete. Because I don't understand why Isaac Dogbe, he just quickly jumps back up into the rankings knowing that he just had recently he got with the gifted decision against Christopher Pitufo Diaz, but still, the problem with this is just that by what I've known out of how he's been moving, he hasn't really deserved a spot to fight at featherweight title contention. And looking at his resume, he had fought after the Navarrete loss, which isn't bad, because after he lost his okay, I get it now. I get it. So wait, basically, you mean to tell me that Isaac Dogbe had to just go through 3 fights just to get to a Joet Gonzalez fight, which by looking at the WBO featherweight rankings, Isaac Dogbe, if I'm not mistaken, is ranked number 2 in the WBO, knowing that he's only had 3 fights at 126 after losing to Navarrete the second time for his super bantamweight WBO belt. But looking at these rankings, we have whatchamacallit. We got Isaac Dogbe at where? Yeah, he's ranked. He is currently ranked, whatchamacallit. He is ranked number... Oh, wait. Wow, they actually changed it? No, they didn't. So, Isaac Dogbe, he's ranked number 2 in the WBO, which is absolutely retarded. But above him is Joet Gonzalez. So, the number 1 and number 2 spot, they're going to fight each other to become either the mandatory for Emmanuel Navarrete if the WBO declares that to be a final title eliminator. But Abraham Nova, knowing that he lost to he lost to Robesi Ramirez, I don't think Nova's gonna drop that many placements. He'll probably go down 2-3 spots, but after that, it's probably gonna be him moving up from 126 to 130. So we're probably gonna see Nova take over the WBO slots at 130 pretty quickly. But I'm pretty sure at this point, looking at the WBO rankings, Archie Sharp is number 1. He's the mandatory, or he could be the mandatory to Shakur Stevenson. And then Robson Conceição, Oscar Valdez at number 3, Jamel Herring, which he's not fighting at 130 anymore. So who knows? Maybe Abraham Nova, he could easily become a top 5 or top 6 contender. But number 4 is definitely wide open for Lamont Roach to take that spot. And then after that, Liam Wilson, and then 7 will be Albert Bell, 8 is Oshaki Foster. 9 is Matthias Rudiada. 10 is some Russian dude that I don't know. 11 Yakubov. 12 Zelfa, and the rest of them I don't really care for. But basically, there's a lot of, like, how should I say? There's a lot of spots that could easily be wide open for Abraham Nova. And surprisingly, Abraham Nova, he's ranked number 7 in the IBF. So what I'm thinking inside my mind, he could very well just go back up to 130, go beat up on everybody's ass in the IBF rankings, because he could beat Azinga Fuzil, he could beat Kenichi Ogawa, he could beat Rakhimov, he could definitely beat all these guys. So I think honestly, the next step for Abraham Nova is to come back, get a little tune-up, and then we could easily see him fight for a world title pretty soon. It may not be as easy as I can explain it to be, but my technical theory would be that Robeisy Ramirez, he's going to wait for the winner between Joet Gonzalez and Isaac Dogbe. And whatever he needs to go through to become the WBO mandatory, I think that's what he's going to do. He's just going to go through that route, because he is 28 years old, so he needs to, get his career moving pretty fast. But Robeisy Ramirez, he has like a pretty good ceiling as far as getting the win over Abraham Nova. But either way, he's probably going to go through the WBO route to go get those names under his belt, and then he's able to, do what he needs to do to be successful. But for Abraham Nova, I think let the next route would be go back up to 130. Because from what I heard is that he's planning on moving back up to 130, so I think that should be his next step. I don't think 126 was that good of a weight for him. I wasn't feeling too confident in him trying to say that, like, he feels good at 126, because he's a pretty big, like, 126 pounder, and knowing that, like, he is getting older, like, I don't see that being very how should I say, very successful. I actually do believe that he will scale a lot better going into the bigger weights, because he is a natural, like, 130, 135 pounder fighter. And I mean, for the rest of his career, he could easily end it off at like 154 or higher. But I think honestly, when it's all said and done, I could easily see Abraham Nova ending his career at like 135 or 140 or 147. But I personally believe he is a lot more stronger, and he's a lot more physically agile fighting at 130 rather than fighting at 126. And the reason why I'm only saying this is because he has more success hurting his opponents at 130 versus at 126. Like, don't get it twisted, like, he's never really been how should I say, at that level of like being, how should I say, dehydrated at 130, because 130 he's very good at 130, but at 126 I don't like that personally, because he's only fought at 126 like I've only seen like one record of him showing that he weighed in at like 127 and a half or 3/4. So yeah, he's really never fought at 126 before. I guess honestly he just wanted to just test out the waters, so he could just take advantage of trying to go after, champions at 126, because he did mention in the past that he was having like a hard time getting fights at 130. So he figured, hey, let me go through the through the WBO route at 126, and if that could work out, maybe he can get like a title. But supposedly that's not really happening, and I think honestly the best, the better route was just staying at 130. Honestly, I just don't like him going down to 126. To me that's just not smart. And on top of that, you hit way harder at 130, and his power was definitely not shown at 126. I can definitely say that just for looking at the observation of his fighting style. But I think Abraham Nova fights way better at 130, and I think he could scale a lot harder at 130 and above. And I think honestly, for what the future may hold for him, he could very well become a champion very soon through the IBF. I think that's the best route. I'm not too sure if that is something that he's gonna try to do, but I think that's something that Abraham Nova should do. As far as who he should fight at 130, I think honestly the best route for him for a good little coming back party to 130. Anybody in the top 50. I personally like to see him and Chris Colbert go at it. You want to know why? Because if you beat Chris Colbert, that means that you open yourself a wide amount of doors against all the other dudes that are in this division. Or you could end up facing Xavier Martinez, which he's not too much of a puncher. He can hit, but he doesn't really hit that hard at 130. He obviously showed it with Robson Conceição, where he wasn't really doing good. He was pretty much like, at that point within his career where, he wasn't really doing much to really hurt Conceição. But I think that's something that Abraham Nova should do, You have all the marbles in your control if you beat any of these guys in the top 25. I personally wouldn't even mind a fight between him and Claudio Marrero. I think he could easily beat Claudio. But knowing that Claudio, he's a very, very technical southpaw, and he hasn't been in the ring since... Oh, wait, actually, no. He actually been back inside of the ring soon. As of recently, he beat a 13-0 guy by Victor Slavaninski. Yeah, but he beat him up. He got the majority decision victory. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, honestly, man, he should really go after the opportunity of winning a world title through the IBF. I think that's where we'll see Abraham Nova in these big fights at 130, because the big players that I could easily see him knock off very quickly, I could see him beating a Joe Cordina. I think he would sleep him. Jono Carroll, that's a very difficult fight, but Jono Carroll, he's a very, very good pure boxer southpaw. But I think he would give him a very, very tough fight, just simply because Nova, he's bigger, he's stronger, he has a lot more technical, decision making than Jono. And I think Jono, he can easily put himself in a really, really bad position if Nova catches him, with something really heavy. What would also be a good fight for Abraham Nova would be a fight between him and Andy Vences. I think Andy Vences would be a terrific matchup, just simply because Vences, he hasn't been in the ring since the Jono Carroll loss. So I don't know. I think this is a good comeback fight, especially between him and Andy. And on top of that, Andy can't really hit that much either. So I think Andy would get absolutely slaughtered. Well, I wouldn't say slaughtered, but Nova would definitely cruise him to a decision. I wouldn't mind the Albert Bell fight. I know Albert Bell. He's actually coming back on the Mickey Bay versus Tevin Farmer card. He'll be fighting on that card. So I think that's a good fight to see. Not really too sure how I would want to see other fights for Abraham, but I think honestly, like the top 25 guys, he has a very good chance of beating. I say to come back and have a good little tune-up. My preferable opponent would be a Jono Carroll fight, or a fight with, I don't know. I personally wouldn't mind to see a fight with Kid Galahad. Go after him. Beat his ass up, because, he could easily fight him at 130. That's a good-ass fight. Man, I don't really know, honestly, because there's a lot of good killers here. Definitely William Foster III. He could very well beat him. I don't know. I mean, for anybody that wants to, whatchamacallit, suggest anybody in suggest any possible opponents for him in the chat or the comment section, please let me know. But I think that's a really, really good selection of opponents. I think one more good opponent that I like to see him in there with is a Rene Alvarado fight. I think he could I think he can easily beat him. I think he could easily knock out Rene, and he could dog walk him and definitely defeat him. And I thought at one point in time he actually was going to be closer to fighting Rene Alvarado, and I thought that was something that he was going to do, but for some weird reason the WBA didn't want to move forward with that, and I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure I could probably ask other people that know more information than me. But yeah, pretty much Abraham Nova, he should have been in the picture of becoming a semi-champion or like a secondary champion of some sort leading into a world title. So I don't know. I think 130 is the better way to go. I think he should have stayed at 130 in the first place, because I don't see that many guys at 130 really beating him. The only people that I think have a good shot at beating him is O'Shaquie Foster, which I think Abraham would very well stop him or just beat him. Or he could beat Oscar Valdez. Yeah, Oscar Valdez is a very tough opponent, but I think him and Abraham Nova, oh my God, that would be a beautiful fight. But that would be a really, really tough 55-45 type of fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Abraham Nova. But for Artur Beterbiev, I think Beterbiev should just move forward with going for undisputed with Bivol. I think him and Dmitry Bivol have already said enough in their careers for them to be the best in what they claim themselves to be, one of the best light heavyweights of this generation. So I think it's time to, fight for undisputed. I think this is now the time to make undisputed happen. It should have been happened years ago, but I think Artur Beterbiev at this point of his career, knowing that he's 37 years old, but he got that old man strength to the point where it's like demonoid strength, to the point where he's like legit killing people in the ring. I think him and Bivol need to get it going. So yeah, I don't know what else to really say, man. I think Bivol honestly will beat Beterbiev, but that's a true 50-50 fight. I don't know who wins that fight, but I think that fight's going to be a very, very tough-ass fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Salute to the mighty, mighty LDBC, and I'm out, and I will see you guys later. And salute to Abraham Supernova, and long live Albany, New York. Hope he rises back to the occasion, and we get to see more exciting fights from Mr. Abraham Supernova. So yeah, thank you guys. Salute to the mighty, mighty LDBC, and I'm out. Bye.